Human nature is this. If you start bettering yourself, you start changing yourself, you start getting fit, many people around you who are not fit do not like that. Welcome to First Responder Fitness with Carl Wimmer, where armor is forged through mental, spiritual, and physical preparation. Welcome to Frontline Fitness, my friends. Another Monday, another week. Time to get going, set our goals, and take steps and move towards those goals. I hope you've started to take action based off of our last episode where we discussed the top 5 things that you could do right now to begin losing fat, gaining muscle, and moving in the right direction when it comes to longevity, your health, your health while on duty, your overall health in your life, as well as your health for the future. In other words, you're playing the long game here. You're looking forward to retirement. You're looking forward to a long, healthy, prosperous life. And the 5 things we talked about last week are the basics that work and will continue to work to help you. And my question this week is, have you started? Have you started doing your cardiovascular exercise? Perhaps you're getting up and going on your early morning walk before breakfast. Have you started your 150 minutes of zone 2, moderately intense cardiovascular exercise every single week? So that would have meant last week you got a minimum of 150 minutes of zone 2 cardio. Have you started weight training, doing any type of weightlifting, any type of strength training, anything to build that muscle and to build your strength so that you can use it in your career and you can use it for the rest of your life? How's your diet going? Have you started to prioritize protein like we spoke about? So important to get the protein in, the building blocks of muscle. It satiates you. It has a higher thermic effect when your body is digesting it. So important to prioritize protein. I'm not saying cut out carbs at all, but prioritizing protein is so important to building strength, building muscle. Eating whole, single ingredient, healthful foods, that in and of itself will change your paradigm, your health paradigm. If you move from eating all these processed TV dinners that you pull out of the freezer, throw in the microwave for 10 minutes and then eat, if you move from that to eating healthful, single ingredient foods that are low processed and just high in nutrients, it's going to help your overall well-being, perhaps more than anything else, moving towards, whatever that looks like. But and I like to emphasize fruits and vegetables and, of course, lean cuts of meat. And how's your sleep? I know that one's hard. No, I know that one is difficult for first responders. That one is very difficult, especially when you're moving from swing shift to graveyards to day shift, or if you're a fireman, if you're a firefighter and you're in the firehouse, and if you're in a busy firehouse, one that gets called out a lot to put, Grandma Martha back into bed, when she falls out, because she didn't plan ahead and she didn't build her muscles, and so now she's struggling. Or you get called out to go change fire alarms and batteries and fire alarms. Your sleep's getting interrupted all the time. I know sleep is difficult, but you need to start working on prioritizing it, figuring out how you can get sleep, and make sure that you're taking good care of yourself. Well, this week, I want to talk about 5 more life-changing habits that you can implement today that will help you in your goals to gain muscle and lose fat. The goal to reverse the effects of obesity, the pre-diabetes, the diabetes maybe, the atherosclerosis, the high blood pressure, all of these things that come from metabolic disorder and a lack of health in our body. 5 more things that will give you an edge when it comes to building muscle and losing fat. So let's jump right into them. And many of them connect with last week's, but let's just move into it. Number 1 this week, just out of the top 5, is start tracking your food intake and measuring your food. Okay? Those are not the same thing. Tracking your food usually requires an app of some sort. It could be MyFitnessPal, it could be Chronometer. I've used them both. I find Chronometer to be a little bit more user-friendly for me, but many people love MyFitnessPal. Just get yourself a tracker. Matter of fact, Samsung Health, if you have a Samsung phone, it has a tracker on it. Just get yourself a good tracker that you can use, that you know how to use, and start tracking your food. But of course, going along with that, it means you need to start measuring your food. And that one action is a paradigm shifter. It will shift your entire view on food and nutrition. Now, why do I say that? Well, because nobody really has any idea how much they are consuming. Everyone thinks they're consuming far, far less than they actually are. One of the things that really shocked me right from the get-go was, I mean, there's nothing I love more in the morning than a nice hot cup of Black Rifle coffee. You know, the thin blue line coffee, just fantastic. And I am not affiliated with Black Rifle Coffee Company at all. They support law enforcement, they support firefighters, they're military guys. I love them and they love us. So I like to support those organizations who support us, the first responder community, and they do. Either way, nothing I love more than a nice cup of coffee. And every once in a while, I like to put a little bit of creamer in it. If I don't want it black, I'll put a little creamer in it. Well, most people, they just take it, they dump, they look at it. Okay, that's probably a serving. You'd be shocked when you put your cup on top of a food scale and a serving of coffee creamer is 15 milliliters and you go to measure 15 milliliters. I promise you, it is less than you're thinking. In fact, it is significantly less than you're thinking. A serving of coffee creamer, just bloop, couple little droplets, and you're to 15 milliliters. Most people are putting 4 or 5 servings in a cup of coffee. Another thing that that oftentimes blows my mind is a serving of peanut butter or a serving of mixed nuts. If there's a bowl of mixed nuts on a desk, you grab a handful, and if you got a decent sized hand, you think, oh, that's a serving. Odds are you're grabbing 2 or 3 servings with that, and you're grabbing 300 calories in one handful. And so measuring your food, getting yourself a good food scale is absolutely critical in knowing what you're consuming and how much you're consuming. In fact, I think that every single person, no matter who you are, should measure your food for at least 3 months in a row, just as an experience and an experiment, so that you can learn what you're actually consuming. Because the overwhelming majority of people in the United States grossly underestimate how much they consume every single day. If you ask them, hey, how many calories are you getting? Oh, maybe 2,500 a day, and they're getting 3,500 a day easily. They're getting 2,000 by lunch, and then they have 1,000-calorie dinner or more. So it's important to know what you're consuming. You need to know the dragon you're fighting so that you can make modifications. So track your food, start measuring your food. Do that at least 3 months every single day. Do it for 3 months every single day so that you can get into the habit. And then as you start to move along, if you find that you know your patterns, you can choose whether to continue to do it. I do it, and I continue to do it, and I've done it for a very, very, very long time, and I will probably never stop, to be honest with you, because I don't trust myself. Okay, number 2, cut calories where it is easy. Now, what do I mean by cut calories where it's easy? Because cutting calories is not easy. Cutting calories is hard, and it may make you nervous. It may frighten you. But the truth is, we can start cutting calories around the edges that will make a huge difference. Maybe called the low-hanging fruit. For example, the coffee creamer I was just talking about. You can get no sugar added, sugar-free coffee creamer. If you have to have your coffee creamer, get no sugar added, get sugar-free coffee creamers, lowering calories, and it's not going to be loaded with sugar. Almond milk is probably even better, low calorie, and if you have to have something in your coffee, almond milk is a good option. Dressings and sauces are a big one. If you love your salad dressings, so you start eating salads because you want to start emphasizing, the vegetables and start eating a lot more vegetables, but then you put 1,000 calories of ranch dressing on top of your lettuce, you've really done yourself a disservice. You are not doing yourself any favors at all. So start looking for salad dressings that are low calorie. Now, I know what you're thinking. Most of them taste like trash. I agree. There are some out there that are absolutely fantastic. I prefer and love a company called Skinny Girl. I know it's not too manly, but Skinny Girl salad dressings are bomb. They are so freaking good and low calorie. And no, I'm not affiliated with Skinny Girl salad dressings. I just love them and have a whole lot of different flavors in my pantry because I like my sauces. I like my salad dressings. No sugar Heinz ketchup. I believe it's Heinz ketchup. It doesn't matter what brand. No sugar added ketchup. I challenge you to show me to taste the difference between no sugar added and sugar loaded ketchup. It's not worth the calories. No sugar added ketchup, cut it where you can. If I love tacos, they're one of my top favorite foods of all time. You got to start looking for the low calorie, lower calorie tortillas. And they make them. If you just look, you will find lower calorie foods. So start looking and thinking. Don't just mindlessly go to the grocery store and pile whatever it is that you normally eat into your cart. Start looking for those things, those options that are lower in calories, lower in fat, just better for you if you're trying to lose fat. You've got to burn calories. You've got to eat lower calories, less calories if you want to burn fat. And so we got to start cutting calories where it's easy. The third thing in our second list of 5 this week goes along with that. Eat more low-calorie, satiating foods. What does that mean? Well, that means eat more of the low-calorie stuff and less of the high-calorie stuff. It's quite simple. Eat more salads. Eat more vegetables. Eat more whole, complete fruits. Now, I'm not talking about fruit juices. I'm talking about fruits, an apple, oranges, those types of things that have the fiber with it. Fruits, vegetables, those things that are low-calorie, but they fill you up. They satiate you. They make you feel full. That's why protein is the winner. It is the all-time award winner when it comes to diets because protein, lean cuts of chicken, lean cuts of beef, they fill you up, yet they don't overwhelm you with calories. Start eating more of the low-calorie, dense, satiating foods. salads, vegetables, those types of things. Eating this way requires you to actually plan ahead a little bit. If you're going to a party at work, if you are going to a birthday party, if you're doing any sorts of things where you know there's going to be an incredible amount of unhealthy foods, greasy, processed, fried garbage, you need to plan ahead. You need to plan ahead and make sure that maybe you eat a big meal before you go to get filled up of lower calorie foods and high quality nutritious foods, so that you're not so tempted when you go there. You just need to take radical steps, because right now, look, when you're in shape, when you're down to your body weight, your goal body weight, your blood pressure is good, your health is good, your metabolic house is in order. I don't care if you have a piece of pizza here and there. I don't care at all. But when you are at a health risk because of the bad decisions you have made over the years, you don't really have that luxury right now. You just don't have that luxury. You don't have the luxury of a daily cheat meal, because a daily cheat meal blows your calories and you're not going to be happy with yourself. You're not going to lose weight. You really, honestly, don't have the luxury of a weekly cheat meal. You've got to be aggressive when it comes to your health until you get to your goal weight and your goal, the goals that you set for yourself. Okay. The next one's very simple. Drink more water. If you are going to work, if you're going to work out, it doesn't matter. Take a water bottle with you. They're very in vogue now. It's the thing to do. You know, you could get yourself one of the popular ones. I can't remember. I don't know what's popular anymore. I just carry a big metal water bottle with me everywhere I go. Drink more water, because drinking water does multiple things. One, it keeps you satiated and full. Sometimes your body can't tell the difference between hunger and thirst. So drink more water and you will feel fuller throughout the day. Secondly, if you are actually trying to build muscle, building muscle is not a rocket science. You need a stimulus. You've got to lift weights. You've got to lift them hard. You got to stimulate the muscles. You got to stimulate the muscles a few times a week. You need to eat enough protein. The protein is the building block of the muscle. And you need water. You need water to build muscle. And you need energy. You need energy. So you do need to consume food. Those are the building blocks of muscle: water, protein, energy, and stimulus. So if you're not drinking enough water, you will not build muscle as efficiently as if you are well hydrated. I tell my athletes that if you're peeing yellow, you are not drinking enough. And how much should you be drinking? There's a lot of debate and a lot of arguments about it. All I'm going to say is drink more than you're drinking now. Okay, that's just very simple. Drink enough that your pee is clear, and make sure that you don't allow yourself to get dehydrated. First thing in the morning, drink water, because you've just gone 8 hours, 9 hours without drinking. So just make sure you stay thoroughly hydrated. The last thing I want to talk about is perhaps the most important. And I hinted at it earlier, talking about parties and those types of things. And it is change your environment if you have to. If you need to change your environment so that you can accomplish your goals, then you need to do it. And let's walk through what that looks like in a couple scenarios. If you have a regular habit at your police department or at your fire department, let's take our wonderful firefighters. You have, let's say, every Wednesday night on your shift, you break out the barbecue and you break out the potluck foods, and everyone brings in food, everyone's spouse brings in food, and you have a great big, almost a luau. If you know that is going to happen, you're not going to not show up. Of course, you're going to be there, and you're going to socialize. And you're going to be friendly. And you're going to be part of the party. But you're going to take some key steps within that environment to make certain that you're not causing damage to your goals. That's it. I just want you to succeed at your goals. So here's what you're doing. You're going to change what you cook. You're going to, instead of the fattiest, most delicious chunk of meat that you can get, you're going to opt for a leaner cut of beef or a leaner cut, a chicken breast, that type of thing. Instead of eating, if it's a potluck type situation, instead of going right for the cheesy, creamy, cheesy potatoes with everything that's loaded all over it, you're going to go for the lighter options first. You're going to go for the single ingredient vegetables first. The vegetable tray, nobody likes veggie trays. Okay, my wife does, I don't. But you're going to start there. You're going to start where you normally wouldn't. Okay? You're going to start where nobody else is starting. You're going to start at the veggie tray. You're going to start at the single ingredient vegetables. You're going to make sure that the meat that you take to cook is leaner, and fill up with those things. Satiate yourself with those things, and then you're less tempted to go back for the quadruple bypass beefy hot dog covered potato casserole that is so delicious, but you don't want to eat it. So you need to start taking just subtle changes to your environment. Your kitchen could be your worst enemy when it comes to this. Talked about it before, but once again, I want to emphasize, if you still have that hidden box of Twinkies in your pantry, you need to get angry. You need to get mad. You need to go grab Twinkie the kid by his little hat and crush those suckers and throw them away. Now, again, I do not like people who demonize certain types of food. Okay, I don't. And I love Twinkies. That's why I pick on them, because they're one of my favorite things. They have been all my life. But again, until you have reached your goals, they do not serve you. Okay? The Twinkies, the cupcakes, the ho-hos, the ding-dongs, the pastries, the cakes, the cookies, the brownies, the everything. It doesn't serve you. And so you only want things that serve you. You don't want to serve things. You understand that? Do not be a slave to sugar or your palate or to your gut. Make them work for you. Make it serve you. So if you are 200 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight, I've been there. If you have high blood pressure, if you're pre-diabetic or you have diabetes, you need to take radical action, because your health is not good. Those things will kill you. And so I am telling you, for a period of time, get rid of anything that doesn't serve you in this area. Clear out your pantry, clear out your home, change your environment so you're not even tempted. Get yourself healthy foods, healthy snacks, lay the healthy snacks out on the table. Beware, a lot of healthy snacks, things that you might think are healthy, are loaded in calories. So be cautious with that. Be very aware of what you're eating, because you're tracking things now. So you may need to change your environment. One of the most important things you can possibly do is have a conversation with your spouse, your significant other, or your family, whoever is closest around you. Even have a conversation with your crew or shift at work. You see, human nature is this. If you start bettering yourself, you start changing yourself, you start getting fit, many people around you who are not fit do not like that. They don't like seeing you change. They don't like seeing you get fit because it makes them feel bad about the fact that they aren't doing what you're doing. And so whether they do it with vicious motives, I don't think so. These people are your friends. They love you. They're your family. They're your coworkers. They care about you, but they don't like the way it makes them feel when you are making healthy choices and your body is just changing and you're looking great and they're still puffy and fluffy and soft. So you need to preempt that. You need to preempt those closest to you undermining what you're doing. So very early on this week, have a conversation with those people closest to you and say, listen, here's the deal. I realize I am obese. I realize I'm overweight. Went to the doctor a few weeks ago. They said I'm pre-diabetic. My blood pressure is out of control. I'm on blood pressure medication. I would love to get off of it if I can ever do that with my doctor's consent. I would love to get to where I don't have sleep apnea and I have to strap a mask around my head every single night. I have been there, my friends. Had a mark on my nose for months. I had sleep apnea and a CPAP machine for several years. And you talk to your friends and your family and your loved ones and say, I want to make significant health changes. I have a plan to do so. And I'm going to start carrying out that plan. And I just would love to get your support. You don't have to do it with me at all, but I'd love to get your support and your encouragement. Now, it's easier if you do it together. My wife and I, we count calories together. We count our protein together. We exercise and work out together. We are a team when it comes to health and fitness. Our entire family is really health and fit goal-oriented. And so that makes it nice. But if that's not you, don't pressure your loved ones into joining you. Don't guilt them when they eat something that you aren't going to eat. Don't make comments, but at the same time, insist that they encourage, don't discourage, that they help, that they don't undermine, that they are watching their own emotions and that they control them. That if they start feeling uneasy because you are doing certain things, that they don't discourage you, because your health matters and it should matter to them, particularly your significant other. Just express to them, I mean, one of the best things you do is say, look, I love you. Dear, I love you. I want to be with you for many, many, many years. I want us to have a great, long, healthy relationship well into the future. I'm looking forward to retiring where you and I can spend more time together and we can just be together and travel the world. But if we're going to do that, I have to be healthy for you. I mean, what spouse, what significant other is going to say, no, don't do that. Keep eating fried foods because I want you to remain unhealthy. They're not going to do that. They're going to support you. So get their support. That's the key and perhaps one of the most important lessons from this week. Finally, in regards to changing your environment, would be stop following the foodie channels on Instagram and TikTok and whatever the case may be, if you can't handle what you're looking at without making it and eating it. Okay, you can go to the health food channels, go to the healthy ones. Who's making low calorie food this week? And what are some really good recipes that you can make? What are some really good low calorie, high protein snacks that you can make? Okay, perfect. Follow those. But I would just encourage you to change your social media environment. Start focusing on health and nutrition. Watch out for the snake oil salesman. And we're going to have an episode exposing who you should stay away from, as far as if you're following Frontline Fitness and you're following what we're talking about. I want to be very blunt and very open about who you should absolutely avoid. We may even name names, but either way, be cautious in that area. But you can follow solid people. Dr. Peter Attia is fantastic. There's many, and I can give you recommendations if you comment on the YouTube comment section below. I can give you recommendations. If you post a name of somebody, should I follow him? How's this person? What's this person? Or on the Instagram channel, I can tell you how I feel about that particular influencer. Surround yourself by people who want you to be better. Start listening to healthy podcasts. I know that sounds self-serving, but you should be listening to this podcast every Monday or as soon as you can to help keep you motivated through the week. Keep you motivated, keep you focused, keep your eyes to the future, eyes to the horizon, moving forward with your goals. Surround yourself with like-minded people. That is perhaps the best thing you could do to change your overall physical fitness and health. Well, I hope you enjoyed the last couple weeks. The top 10 things that you can do to change your physical fitness. I encourage you to go back and listen to the last episode. If you didn't hear it, those are the top 5 things. After you've started to implement those 5 things, start to implement this next set of 5. As you do that, you are going to find yourself changing and recompositioning your body. You're going to start you're not going to be able to recognize the person looking back at you in the mirror. Your spouse, your significant other, your family, they're going to love it. And if they hadn't joined you before, when they see how successful you are being, they just might join in, and you will be a healthful, healthy family together. And that's what we want throughout the rest of our life. Health throughout the rest of our life. So, thanks for joining us here again at Frontline Fitness. It is a pleasure every single week. This week until we meet again, I encourage you, be good to others, be good to yourself, and as always, stay safe.